Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's now Tuesday the 23rd of April and it's time to take the cylinder head away. So I've already cracked off the fasteners for the thermostat housing. I've disconnected the clamp on the side of the cylinder head. So I'm going to take the housing away or off. I've timed out the camshaft and the crank. Everything is how it should be, how it was when it was running. So I'm going to take the thermostat housing off. I'm going to slacken and remove the cam belt, the lower cover, cam belt cover, and yeah, basically disconnect the inner or the back timing belt cover off as well, and then take the remove the cylinder head bolts in numeric order. It's important to remove them in order, otherwise you're just increasing the warp on the cylinder head. If you don't take them off evenly, like you should on with an aluminium cylinder head, it will tend to create a distortion of the head. This cylinder head is going to be skimmed anyway if it's not damaged beyond repair. And then basically what we'll do is we'll just have a look. We'll take the cylinder head off, the bolts out in sequence, and we'll have a look and see what the damage is inside. So I'm not really hopeful really that it's just burnt a valve and nothing else, but you never know. You never know with these things. It can be a positive. So we're going to go ahead and put a time lapse on again, and I will speak to you when the head is off and when we're looking at it on the workbench. So I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back everyone. I've cracked off all the head bolts, and as you could see from the as you could see from the time lapse, they were really tight, incredibly tight actually. So yeah, definitely had been tightened to the much famed 300 degrees. So I'm just taking out the cylinder head bolts at the moment. Hopefully they've all been released properly. Oops, on the camera wasn't able. I've only got one cam pulley off. I realised that I've lent a pulley to a mate and I haven't got one today, so basically I'm gonna have to gently get to it with a rubber mallet, because of course I haven't got a puller, which I didn't think about prior to cracking on with today's job, but blimey, these things were tight. These things were really tight. So unreal. It was a bit difficult because I was given that much torsional force onto the bolt that the engine stand kept moving, as you could see, and there's an absolute pain in the arse. I believe there's spacers inside in the cylinder head, which I'll get out and retrieve in a bit. So yeah, I'm a bit considering how tight these were, I'm really crapping myself already about the reinstallation process, because it's going to be shit your pants. So plenty of cleaning the threaded portions in the block. I'll be using molybdenum grease on the threads, so hopefully that will help get me to the 300 degrees. But I think I might ask a group actually how they do it, because I don't really fancy putting 300 degrees in. It's a bit scary, but not to worry. So let's get this camera mounted somewhere decent so you can so I can use both hands to get the cylinder head off. So catch you in a minute. Right then, just clear the decks, and this is, for want of a better term, the moment of truth. So I heard it separate when I did the last two bolts. So 3 off there, nothing else around here. I'll clear here. I'm hoping it'll just lift off. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, we have lift off. So before we finally twist the cylinder head around and see what we've got, it looks okay in here. I can even see honing marks on the cylinder bore. So wow, right, yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. Right, the bad news, I guess, is that there's no deterioration of the head gasket, which I thought there might have been here between both cylinders 1 and 2. It all looks okay. Water jackets are nice and corrosion free and clean. It really does look fine. What's that? But anyway, we'll motor it around. The head gasket is intact. I believe, going through the paperwork on the car, with the pack with the car, it's a Cometic one, an all metal, which it looks like it is. So yeah, that looks okay. Let's park that there for a minute. Yeah, look all right, you know. That looks okay. I'm just going to get a manky cloth across it. Yeah, you can see the hole marks on the in the cylinder bores. No scoring. Yeah, that's a huge positive. That's a huge positive. Hopefully you'll be able to see it with a camera, which is now covered in oil. Hopefully, yeah, you should be able to see the honing marks in all the cylinders. So that's good news. No burnt piston, no damage to the cylinder wall. So that means that pardon the camera for a minute. So that means that I don't have to rebuild the bottom end, seemingly at the moment. But I'm a bit bewildered though why cylinder number 1's compression has been lost. Right, welcome back. This is it. This is the moment of truth. So I've not had any sneak peeks. I've removed the cam cover and the pulley, so there's been absolutely no peeking. So when I reveal this, it will be the first time I see it for myself. So yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at what's been happening in here and in here. So right, let's pan the shaky camera for a minute. Let's have a look. Drum roll please. So okay, you can see, let's move this. You can see the burnt valve. Seemingly there's nothing wrong with that one. Let's get a strong light and have a look. So this valve's completely untouched, and obviously the inlet ones are nice and clean, but generally they're all right anyway, not very much sooted, because they don't get much of an opportunity to sit over anyway. But there's nothing I can see that's causing an issue in number 1. Does that mean that the compression's fucked in number 1? It was knackered anyway. There's nothing to suggest it's worn. There's no movement in the pistons. Let's grab a 22mm. crank it over so you can have a proper look at the cylinders. So right, okay, so oh, fuck's sake, we'll move with a 21 there. Dear God, 22, that's better. So that's that well. Put the torch out again. There's like a tide mark here across the cylinder. You'll probably be able to see it. Just that line just across there. So let me just crank it over. So number 2 is at bottom dead, which that is now. Just have a look in there. I'm getting these marks across all the cylinders actually. Sorry about that, everyone. The battery died on the camera, so you'll see that mark, that white-ish mark, and it's a similar one on that one, and it's then the same in 1 and 4 as well, actually. So and the shaky camera again. So it's not as prevalent in that one. And it's on that one. So I'm gonna take a few photographs actually and canvass the opinion on the more experienced from more experienced members on the group, the 205 drivers group. So just to see really, I mean, I don't want to rebuild the bottom end unless I have to. I'll take it from there, but yeah, I'm a bit confused because there's nothing obvious on cylinder 1. So you know, you might remember that 3 and 4 were on 130 psi, pretty much bang on. Obviously 2 had 0, but number 1 had 60. I was hoping to see something wrong with the head gasket, to be honest. A burnt valve and the head gasket, as you know. But it hasn't given me the answer I was looking for. Although, yeah, cylinder 2 categorically has burnt a valve. But number 1 is now a mystery, really. I guess the only thing I can do is get the head sent away, get it pressure tested, and see what they say. Really, see whether it's cracked somewhere. Strange, but I really don't want to take the bottom end apart if I don't have to, because I'd like to get the car back on the road pretty as soon as I can. No obvious damage anywhere, really, is there? Nothing obvious at all, well, at least to me at the minute. The cylinder liners are all good. They all look like they're sitting pretty tidy. They haven't seemed to have moved. Let's get a steel rule across. This is the nearest thing I've got at the minute to a straight edge. So, that's looking pretty good. So that one is slightly lifted. That one slightly. That one. This one. Yeah, it's very similar. They're all very similar. Yeah. Bit of a strange one. Temptation is just to polish up the bottom end and just rebuild, rehone and rebuild. I don't know if it needs it. I really don't know whether it needs it or not. Right, anyway, I'm going to end this episode here, and as ever, thanks to everyone for following, and the new subscribers, and those of you that have been with me pretty much from very early doors. Thank you all, and I will catch up with you in the next episode. I'm not exactly sure when that will be. It won't be this weekend, because I need to get some answers now, really, with regards to where I'm going to next with this. But thanks to you all for subscribing. It's very much appreciated. And look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you soon.